49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan was here as an offensive coordinator for a little bit. Asked about his evaluation of Shadur Sanders during the draft process.
I didn't put a lot of time into him personally. I knew our coaching staff thought he was a good player. The tapes that they showed me, I thought he was a good player also. It did surprise me, just going a little bit later when he did, just hearing what everyone was estimating and stuff. But I've been in enough drafts to know that not much should surprise you.
Get ready, sports fans, for the reason exactly what I have planned to show you will blow your mind. Kyle Shanahan, the legendary head coach of the San Francisco 49ers and the offensive genius who has been to multiple Super Bowls and faced Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and every other great quarterback in the NFL, was caught on camera looking very nervous before he has to face rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders this Sunday in Cleveland. And I'm not just saying this. I'm not making things up to get clicks. I'm going to show you the real video that everyone in the football world is talking about right now.
How can you remember about watching Dion as a kid, and now how full circles is that you're facing his son?
It is weird just because he was my hero growing up. He was probably the #1 player just in terms of being a true fan of. I always talk about how he got his jersey in '94 and wore it for about 6 months straight until someone jacked it from me. I'm still looking for that guy. Now to watch him be a coach and to watch him raise. I think he's got 3 boys, but to watch the 2 boys in sports has been really cool to watch.
Check out his face. Take a look at Kyle Shanahan's face during this press conference. The guy looks like he just found out he has to take a final exam that he didn't study for. His eyes are moving quickly. His jaw is tense. You can tell he's worried when he starts talking about Shadur Sanders. Kyle Shanahan doesn't seem as sure of himself as usual. This coach knows that his defense, which is already hurt and short on players, can't fix the problems they have. But if you're a 49ers fan, things get a lot better or a lot worse, because Robert Saleh, the defensive coordinator who just got fired by the Jets, said something that should scare every San Francisco fan.
What kind of challenge does Shadur Sanders present, and how is the Browns' offense different with him at quarterback?
We only have a game and a half to go off of, but they're going to run the ball. No one's really giving the young man attention, and that's the back. I mean, he's freaking good. I don't want to mispronounce his name. Number 10, he's really good. Judy's really good. They've gotten Malachi Corley involved. The rookie tight end's doing a really nice job. So they're a really good offense. They've got a style to them. Shadur, he came in over the last week and a half. Like, his off-schedule stuff is going to be a problem. You could already tell that. As he gets comfortable in what they're asking him to do, he's only going to get better because you could tell how important it is to him and how much work he's going to put into it. And a guy who's as gifted as he is, both physically and mentally, and with the confidence he has, you just know he's going to get better. So they'll evolve as an offense. I wish I could tell you exactly what it's going to be. We have an idea of what it's going to be on Sunday, but I'm sure they're going to keep adding little wrinkles to help him grow as a football player, and we're just going to have to be great in those moments. And
Saleh said his off-schedule stuff is going to be a problem when asked about Shadur Sanders and what kind of challenge he poses. You can already see that not might be a problem, not could be a problem, will be a problem. When was the last time you heard an NFL defensive coordinator say they lost before the game even started? I'll wait. Let me tell you everything you need to know about why Kyle Shanahan should be worried right now. Nick Bosa, the 49ers' star defensive end, just tore his ACL and is out for the season, finished for the year. Fred Warner, their all-pro linebacker and defensive quarterback, broke and dislocated his ankle, also done for the year. Those are the 2 best players on defense for them, and they're both on injured reserve, watching from the sidelines with no way to help. The numbers are true. San Francisco is dead last in the NFL right now with only 13 sacks all season. 13! That's not just bad for a team that built its whole defensive identity on getting to the quarterback and making life hard for opposing signal callers. It's a disaster. And now they have to deal with Shadur Sanders, a quarterback who loves it when plays break down. He can extend plays with his speed and make throws from impossible angles when the pocket collapses. If a defense can't put pressure on the other team, that's the worst possible matchup for them. Robert Saleh knows this, which is why he specifically said that Shadur's ability to make plays off the ball will be a problem. When you're ranked dead last in sacks and can't get home with your pass rush, quarterbacks who can improvise and make plays outside of structure will absolutely kill you. They tear you apart. They make you look stupid on TV all over the country. Let me take you back to Shedeur's first NFL start, which is the reason these coaches look so uncomfortable right now. The videos were posted against the Raiders in Las Vegas in Week 14. Shedeur Sanders was the first rookie quarterback for the Cleveland Browns to win his first game since 1995. Take a moment to think about that. 3 decades. For 30 years, the Browns have tried and failed to find a rookie quarterback who could win his first game. 30 years of disappointment, bad draft picks, and fights over quarterbacks. And Shedeur Sanders walks in with 1 week of first-team practice reps and ends that drought right away. But it's not just that he won. Anyone can get lucky once, right? Every NFL defensive coordinator is paying attention to how he won. That 52-yard throw to Isaiah Bond wasn't just a nice throw. That was the longest pass play of the season for Cleveland. The longest. This year, a rookie quarterback made his first start and threw the longest pass of the year. It was a season when their NFL offense was trying to stretch the field. After the game, Myles Garrett, Cleveland's superstar defensive end and one of the best players in football, said, "There aren't many guys in the league who can make that throw." You know something really special just happened when your own defensive players are raving about your rookie quarterback's arm strength and comparing him to the best players in the NFL. And this is the part that should really scare the 49ers. Shedeur only got 1 week of first-team practice before that start. 7 days to get to know the starting offense. You have 7 days to learn the game plan with the first team. 7 days to get used to how fast and complicated NFL defenses are. And he still looked a lot better than Jameis Winston and Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who had been getting all those reps since training camp. The kid came in, took charge, and right away made Cleveland's offense better. Now, think about what will happen this week after he's had 2 full weeks to get ready and build chemistry with his receivers. 2 weeks of feeling good about himself after winning his first NFL game. The curve of growth for talented quarterbacks isn't straight. It's growing quickly. And Shedeur is at the point where everything starts to come together. But let me tell you what makes this story so great. The detail that makes this more than just another game for Kyle Shanahan. He has a personal connection to this that is almost impossible to put into words. Kyle Shanahan was a huge fan of Deion Sanders when he was a kid. He wasn't just a casual fan who liked to watch highlights, he was a super fan who idolized prime time. Shanahan said on camera at a press conference before the game that Deion was probably his favorite player to be a fan of. He even said that he got a Deion Sanders jersey in 1994 when Deion played for the 49ers and won Defensive Player of the Year. He wore it for 6 months straight until someone stole it from him. The man is really still looking for the person who stole his childhood jersey 30 years later. For a moment, think about what it would be like to be Kyle Shanahan. You're about to make a plan to beat the son of your childhood hero, the kid whose dad was your favorite player when you were a 14-year-old ball boy for the 49ers and saw Deion Sanders make history. This isn't just another person on your schedule. This is the son of the player you looked up to, the one who made you love football, and the one whose jersey you wore until it was stolen off your back. That's not how you get ready for a game. That situation is emotional and makes things harder than you can fully prepare for. It gets even stranger. At his press conference, Shanahan said that his wife and daughter are big fans of the Colorado Buffaloes. They keep him up to date on Colorado news and what's going on with the program. So his family has been talking about Shedeur Sanders for years. This isn't some unknown rookie who just showed up out of nowhere. This is a quarterback he has indirectly known through family conversations, his childhood fandom of Deion, and the legacy and mythology of the Sanders family. Kyle Shanahan said the situation was strange. He used that exact word. And you know what? He is completely correct. It's strange, but strange doesn't mean unprepared, and it doesn't mean that he will definitely underestimate what's coming. That personal connection makes the match even more dangerous for the 49ers, as Shanahan knows exactly what kind of competitive DNA runs through the Sanders family. He watched Deion Sanders play at the highest level his whole career, always with a chip on his shoulder. He knows that way of thinking is passed down from father to son. He knows that Shedeur didn't just get physical tools. He got that confidence, that swagger, that ability to shine when the lights are brightest and the stakes are highest. Now that they've had a chance to look at Shedeur's NFL tape, let's talk about what the real football scouts and coaches are saying about him. Kyle Shanahan himself said something that should make everyone raise their eyebrows when asked about how he felt about Shedeur during the draft process. "I didn't spend a lot of time with him personally," he said. "I knew that the people who coached us thought he was a good player. I also thought he was a good player based on the tapes they showed me. Yes, it did surprise me that he went a little later than I thought he would." Kyle Shanahan and his scouting staff thought Shedeur Sanders was good enough to go before the 5th round, so they were surprised he fell that far. That's not a hot take from a media person trying to get clicks. That's the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers, who is known for being one of the best offensive minds in football, saying on the record that other teams made a mistake by not drafting this quarterback. Robert Saleh gave an even more detailed scouting report that should have Browns fans very excited. Listen to what he said. "He is a good young quarterback. He can move around. He has a lot of confidence and a strong arm. He made a few throws that were really good in the game against Vegas. He extended plays, got out of the pocket, and threw the ball where it needed to go. Clearly had good control of the huddle and the line of scrimmage. You expect someone like him, who is confident and has the right skills, to get better and better every week." That's not what coaches usually say when they want to be polite and give vague compliments. That's a defensive coordinator going into great detail about all the ways this new quarterback is going to be a problem. Check. A mobile quarterback who can make plays last longer. Check. A big arm that can hurt you deep. Check. For confidence and control at the line of scrimmage. And then he drops the bomb. His offset stuff is going to be a problem. You can already tell that Robert Saleh just said in public that a rookie quarterback with only one NFL start of tape is going to cause problems for his defense that they won't be able to easily fix. When was the last time you heard an NFL coordinator be so honest before a game? From San Francisco's point of view, this situation is even more ridiculous. They have 6 quarters of NFL tape on Shedeur Sanders to watch. There are 6 quarters in all. That's all. In a press conference, Saleh said that they haven't gone back to watch his college film at Colorado because they're more interested in what he's doing in Cleveland's offense. They're going into this game pretty much blind, trying to get ready for a quarterback they've only seen play a few times in the pros, using a small amount of film that doesn't show you everything this kid can do. In the meantime, Shedeur just had a game that got the whole football world talking. That 52-yard touchdown pass to Isaiah Bond was more than just a good throw. Let me explain exactly what happened on that play because it shows perfectly why defenses are scared of Shedeur. The Raiders came with an all-out blitz cover 0, which meant that Shedeur had a free runner coming after him with no safety help from above. In short, the defense is saying, "We're going to destroy you, rookie. Let's see if you can handle the stress." What happened next is the kind of thing that gets played over and over again in highlight reels. Even though a defender was coming at him and he knew he was about to get crushed, Shedeur threw the ball off his back foot while getting hit and dropped it perfectly in the bucket where it needed to be for a huge gain. No matter how long you've been in the league, that throw, that timing, and that accuracy under pressure are all signs of an elite quarterback. But that one throw wasn't just amazing. It had a big effect on the whole game mentally. Making that first big play as a young quarterback starting his first NFL game on the road really gets you into the game. It's like letting go of all that nervous energy and adrenaline, and then you can just play football without worrying about every little thing. Also, as Kyle Shanahan's coaching staff pointed out, that aggressive cover 0 blitz probably kept the Raiders from calling it again during the game, which helped Cleveland's protection schemes for the rest of the afternoon. The change from Shedeur's relief appearance in Baltimore to his start for the Raiders was huge and shows how important it is for a talented quarterback to be ready to the world Droken. He came in cold after Jameis Winston got hurt, with no first-team reps, no time to prepare as the starter, and was thrown into a game in the middle of the action against one of the best defenses in the NFL. He completed 4 of 16 passes for 47 yards, threw 1 interception, and had a passer rating of 13.5. These numbers are just awful. But it wasn't a problem with talent. That was a problem with getting ready. What happens if you give him 1 week to practice with the starting offense, 1 week to get to know his receivers, and 1 week to learn the game plan as the #1 guy? He wins his first game and makes history. That's not luck. That's a real talented quarterback who just needed a chance and some time to get ready to show what he could do. Now let's talk about why this matchup is a nightmare for the 49ers. Not just because Shadur is so good. Injuries have completely destroyed their defense. Nick Bosa is out for the season because he tore his ACL in Week 3. Fred Warner also finished. He broke and dislocated his ankle in Week 6. Those players are more than just good. They are the 2 best defenders on the whole team. The people who run everything. The players who help everyone else play better. San Francisco's defense has fallen apart without them. With only 13 sacks all season, they're at the bottom of the NFL. This is beyond embarrassing for a team that was supposed to have a great pass rush that makes quarterbacks nervous. That's a big problem with who you are. And now they're going to have to deal with Myles Garrett, who is having an amazing season for Cleveland. 18 sacks so far, which could break the NFL single-season record. Kyle Shanahan said that Garrett's get-off is generational, meaning that from an analytical point of view, his helmet crosses the line of scrimmage faster than anyone else in the NFL. So, the best and most powerful pass rusher in the league is going up against a 49ers offensive line that has to protect Brock Purdy. He just had a terrible game against Carolina where he threw 3 interceptions and looked completely lost. On the other side of the ball, Shedeur Sanders gets to play against a defense that is missing its 2 best players and is ranked dead last in sacks, making it hard for them to put any kind of consistent pressure on the quarterback. That fight isn't fair. That's a chance for the new quarterback to have his big game on national TV in front of millions of people. This is the perfect time for Shadur to score a lot of points and show the whole NFL that he's the real deal. If you know how to read them, the betting markets are telling the same story. On paper, it made sense that the 49ers were 7-point favorites at the start of the game. A good team is playing on the road against a Browns team that is having a hard time. But look what happened. The line has dropped all the way to 49ers minus 5.5. That's a big change in the NFL where half a point can make a big difference. Sharp money, which is what professional gamblers who know what they're doing bet on, has been betting against the Browns as home underdogs. And do you know what Cleveland's home record is against the spread this season? 4-0. Perfect. By that measure, they are the only home team in the NFL that hasn't lost yet. There is something Vegas knows. The sharp betterers are smart. They know that the Browns are better than people think and that the 49ers are weak. The total for the game has also dropped a lot, from 42 to 37.5. because of the weather forecast for Cleveland on Sunday. Temperatures in the mid-30s with a chance of snow and rain. That's how football is played in Lake Erie in December. But here's something that everyone seems to have forgotten. Do you know who does well in bad weather? Quarterbacks with strong arms who can throw the ball in any weather. And you know who has trouble when the weather is bad? Teams from the West Coast flying across the country to play in temperatures they aren't used to or built for. The San Francisco team is all about finesse and needs perfect timing and clean conditions. Cleveland is a tough, smash-mouth team that runs the ball down your throat and makes you play defense in terrible weather. That weather report is very good for the home team. Here's another historical fact that should really worry 49ers fans. The last time San Francisco won a game in Cleveland was in November 1984. Read that again. 41 years without a win in that stadium. That's not a fluke in a small sample size. At this point, that's a real historical curse. Kyle Shanahan is aware of that history. His players are aware of that history. All week, the news has been talking about it. And now they're flying into that same cursed stadium to face a rookie quarterback who is riding high off his first career win and a home crowd that is desperate for something to believe in. The coaching matchup also heavily favors Cleveland in ways that most casual fans don't know about after years of disappointment. Kyle Shanahan has a career record of 1-8 against defenses run by Jim Schwartz, who is now in charge of Cleveland's defense. 1 win out of 9 tries against Schwartz's plans. That's not just random change. That's a basic mismatch because one coach has always found a way to stop what the other coach wants to do. Schwartz's aggressive defensive scheme has been a nightmare for Shanahan for years. Now he has to deal with that same nightmare while also trying to keep Brock Perry safe from Myles Garrett and a defensive line that just got 10 sacks in their last game. Robert Saleh also went out of his way to praise Cleveland's running game, singling out Nyheim Hines. He said, "No one is really paying attention to the young man, and that's the back. He's really good." When was the last time you heard a defensive coordinator talk up the other team's running back before the game even started? That says a lot about how worried they are about stopping Cleveland's run game and what Shadur can do in the air. The 49ers will have to respect the run, which will give Shadur even more chances to throw the ball downfield. I want to say something now because I know the doubters are already writing their comments. It's just the beginning. Don't go crazy. The Raiders' defense is bad. This doesn't show anything. Sure, the Raiders' defense isn't as good as the Bears in 1985, but you can't ignore what Shedeur did in that game. He made the longest pass of the whole season for Cleveland. He completed 11 of 20 passes for 209 yards, with an average of 10.4 yards per attempt. This was the third best performance by a Day 3 draft pick making their debut since 2010. Myles Garrett, one of the best defensive players in football, compared him to elite NFL quarterbacks because he was calm, accurate, and had a strong arm. Those numbers mean something. That's real quarterback play that shows up on film and makes coaches nervous. Despite all the attention and hype, Shadur has remained very humble. When asked how comfortable he was going into his second start, he gave an answer that shows the kind of attitude that makes young quarterbacks dangerous. "I'm not at all comfortable in life," he said. "You need to know how fast things happen or how long they take. It could be taken at any time. So I'm never at ease in the situation I'm in." That's how a player thinks when he knows he has nothing to lose and everything to prove. That's the kind of quarterback who plays fast, throws deep, trusts his arm, and makes plays that change the game. He's not scared to play. He isn't playing it safe. He wants to win and show that he belongs. Kyle Shanahan has a team that is 8-4 on paper, but it feels like it's barely hanging on. Nick Bosa isn't putting any pressure on. No Fred Warner leading the defense as a quarterback can't consistently get to the quarterback. Brock Perry just threw 3 picks and didn't look good. They're flying across the country to play in freezing weather at a stadium where they haven't won in 40 years. And they're up against a rookie quarterback who has already shown he can beat NFL teams in his first start and will only get better with more practice and confidence. The weather on Sunday is going to be a real thing that everyone needs to think about. In the mid-30s, there may be snow and wind gusts. That's what football in Cleveland in December is like, but people keep forgetting this. Shedeur Sanders played at Colorado in all kinds of weather. He's not a dome baby who falls apart when it gets cold or windy. He played in Boulder, where the weather in the mountains can change quickly. He is at ease working in bad weather. The Browns are made for this kind of game, though. Hit the rock with the running game. Let Myles Garrett scare Brock Perry to death, and let Shadur make 2 or 3 big throws downfield to win the game. That's the plan, and it fits perfectly with what the weather forecast says will happen. Every expert and sharp bettor who bets on sports is backing Cleveland in this case. NBC Sportsbet says to bet on the Browns +5. Pickwise likes the home team to win. The sharps in Vegas, who really change the lines with their bets, are all over Cleveland. The most trusted money in sports betting is telling you the same thing. The 49ers are weak. People don't give the Browns enough credit, and there is a reason why this line has moved.